So tonight you said you wanted to talk about Tom Petty.
I do. I've been thinking a lot about it. He's not automatically in the top 20, top 25, but he should be in the top 10 maybe. So I read 3 or 4 months ago, I read a good biography of Tom Petty. And as I told you a couple of weeks ago, I started the autobiography of Mike Campbell, who the songwriting duo was Mike Campbell would write a riff or a beat or whatever, record it, and then Tom Petty, if he liked it, would record the lyrics. So they prospered mightily writing songs.
Yeah.
Great book, really good.
There are so many good books about the artists. I probably have 10 books. I'm not exaggerating on Bob Dylan, for example.
You keep trying to give me some.
Well, will you take them or not?
Well, I've got 2 to read myself right now, but that's the whole. We're gonna have a Bob Dylan night.
We will, definitely. I'll add a lot to that.
But Tom Petty grows up in an average household, and they're in North Florida, and slowly but surely he learns to play guitar, meets other people, they form a bar band, and they play for 2 or 3 or 4 years as bar bands across, just bars, strippers, every
The Beatles did the same thing.
And they finally they make a couple of demo tapes, and they get asked by, of all people, they're asked to join Asylum Records in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Now, you know who formed Asylum Records?
No.
Leon Russell.
Oh, that's great.
Leon Russell owned half, another guy owned half. I should know his name, great guy. And so they go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they're trying to record. And then they have enough money just about gas-wise to get to LA. And they tell them, go ahead and get to LA. And they're scrambling around. And it's the same story over and over of, you turn left instead of right at the corner, and somebody hears your sound, and they invite you in, and you get to maybe make a record.
Like Nashville. Yeah, man, I have so many great stories in Nashville, just like that. Hey, Alexa, play some Tom Petty. Let's get in the mood.
Shuffling songs by Tom Petty on Amazon Music.
But think about, so he has hit after hit, right?
Yeah.
Damn the Torpedoes.
Yeah.
Big albums. And who does he fall in with? Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Mike Campbell is writing with Bob Dylan, as is Tom Petty. Guess who else they meet? George Harrison.
What a great group.
Yeah, and guess who else falls in their orbit and starts thinking, this is 5, 6 albums in, about produced them? Jeff Lynne. Electric Light Orchestra. One of my top 5 of all time.
Yeah. That's great.
And as time goes on, they decide they're going to make this record. They've written parts for Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, George Harrison, and they say, we need a part for Roy Orbison. So they write a part for Roy, and guess what they form? The Wheelberries.
I know, the Wheelberries.
So when you're asked to be in a group with Bob Dylan, George Harrison, Tom Petty,
and
Jeff Lynne,
and
Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison, yeah. Roy Orbison's from Nashville.
Yeah.
I met his widow and some of his relations here. But, a lot of things trace their roots to Nashville, as we know here better than most people in the world. And, if you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, you'll see the Nashville sound. But the Nashville sound has roots to almost all the other cities where rock and roll got started. And I recommend going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if you've never been. I also recommend these peanuts, Whitley's peanuts. They are delicious.
They're addictive. They're really good.
And the wine we're drinking is a Smith Eau Lafitte. It's a Bordeaux. It's from 2006, so it's about 20 years old. And the interesting thing about Smith Eau Lafitte is it's owned by Americans. And as Peter said earlier, they make a great white Bordeaux. White Bordeaux is a lot of Sauvignon Blanc, some Semillon. It's delicious, and
they make it at a price,
and a great price.
They're not. It's not cheap. It's not $9.99, but it's not $200 either. Not $150. And the whites, especially. What do you think? $35, $40?
Yeah,
maybe $50. Depends on the year.
I think I don't want to give you a bad steer, but $50, $60 you can buy their white wine. If you want to buy wine with age, the best place to do it is winesearcher.com. If you don't know that, write it down. It's a great place to buy older wines that are already mature and ready to drink, like this one, 2006.
So a couple of people asked me, can you hold up the bottle so we can see it in case we want to check out getting some of this wine?
Right. Smith O. Lafitte, Bordeaux.
06. And I think
06.
this is good.
I haven't tasted it yet. I'm drinking another wine from earlier this evening. It's a Syrah from Gigal. Anyway, so what else you want to say about Tom Petty?
Well,
Don't come around here no more?
so he gets asked to tour with Bob Dylan. And then Tom Petty would do songs, Tom Petty and his band, the Heartbreakers. Then Bob Dylan would do songs, and they would all do songs together. So you're talking about being, I don't know how much higher you can be up in rock royalty than that group of people.
Yeah, there are so many great artists. It's hard. If you want to see a great display of classic rock, go on YouTube and look for the Back Pages concert. It's the Bob Dylan concert. It's his 30th anniversary, so it's a long time ago. But on the stage is Tom Petty. On the stage is George Harrison. On the stage is Peter Townsend, Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan,
Roger McGuinn from the Byrds,
Neil Young. They're all on the same stage.
Your good friend Steve Cropper.
Steve Cropper is playing lead guitar in the back. He's taking everything and driving the boat, but you wouldn't know him unless you knew the Blues Brothers movie, or unless you knew Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, or In the Midnight Hour, maybe Soul Man, because he wrote all those songs. But anyway, great guy. But he's on the stage with those very superstars, you know.
And they all take turns singing an old Bird song, an old Bob Dylan song that they do in a fantastic.
Yeah, that's right. And
it's fantastic.
So
I've watched that video, I bet 100 times.
So I have a good friend who's a big wine collector, multi-million-dollar wine seller, Keith Pitts, and a chef, a Michelin-starred chef, Ken Frank, and they go to Germany to see Tom Petty, and they were so glad they did because he passed away right after that. And you know, I think about so many great Tom Petty songs. I mean, hit after hit after hit, and I hope if you don't know him, you'll take some time to listen to him and listen to the words.
So what's your favorite Tom Petty song? And I'll tell you mine now if you want, which is Running Down a Dream. I think the guitar solo at the end of Running Down a Dream is as good as most.
Alexa, play Running Down a Dream by Tom Petty. That's my favorite too, without a doubt. And I love lots of them. But this is
right behind it might be Stop Dragging My Heart.
Yeah.
Which, here we go. This is what.
If you like the music, this is the music. If you like the words, here come the words. A beautiful day. Had the radio on. I was driving.
Now we're going to have to pay BMI royalties since you sang it.
Oh, no. This is Alexa. Alexa will pay the royalties.
Well, I like this song. And here's another person they were tightly involved with was the Fleetwood Mac. And the song Stop Dragging My Heart, which is a duet with Tom Petty and...
Yeah. Ah, ha, ha.
Maybe I'm losing my mind. I can't remember who it was. But it's Stevie Nicks.
Yeah. And Stevie Nicks, of course.
So then time goes on, and they get so close to Tom Petty when a couple of people quit Fleetwood Mac. Mike Campbell, who I just read the Mike Campbell book, really good read, heartfelt. I mean, it's a interesting book, really interesting book. He gets invited to play guitar for Fleetwood Mac and tour with them. I mean, you're at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah. Speaking of Stevie Nicks, you know, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, those two names go together. But I read recently that Stevie Nicks had 400 songs she wrote, 400, not one, not 100, 400 songs she wrote that never got recorded. She was prolific, and all the great songs she wrote that were great hits. I'm sure there's some other great hits we'll never hear in those 400 that she didn't get recorded.
When we get to the final guitar solo, how about if we turn it up a little bit and maybe even fade out them, because the only criticism I got of us is we went too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that instead going, listen to this guitar solo. This is Mike Campbell. This is good.
Mike Campbell and I went to different schools together. He took the bus, I took my lunch. He always wore 2 brown shoes so he could tell them apart. He was quite a guy. Anyway, I love Tom Petty, and I love listening to this music. But I mostly love the words, and some of you just like the music and don't even listen to the words. I want to encourage you, when you listen to Tom Petty, to listen to the words. Running down a dream.
If you're in the car, this is where you hit high volume.
Yeah. Hey, Alexa, turn it up. Turn it up, Alexa. Here we go.
We're dropping our Amazon subscription. I think this is one of the greatest.
This is guitar.
I mean, it's a simple guitar solo, but it's a great guitar solo.
As my friend Don Napier would say, anybody can play that. Ha! And anybody can play it, but not like this. You know? Oh, man, what great licks. Simple, but great. You know, it's like Cropper said, you know, the simplest is the best. And, you know, he wrote Green Onions, and it's strictly a guitar instrumental that every beginning guitar player has to learn, pretty much. And simple licks make great music.
So here's my last Mike Campbell story, Tom Petty, that I got from the book. Really interesting story. So he would write his songs. He would write the music, not the words, and he would give them to Tom Petty, and if he wanted to use them, he would use them. It took years. He said he had, same thing, he had all these songs, and there wasn't enough albums to do all the songs. So this one song he thinks is really good, and Tom Petty says, I don't want to use this song. So of all the people in the world, a lot of music is unintended. You turn left instead of right, and there's the opportunity. So somehow, Don Henley of the Eagles hears that he's got this song and asks him to come to his house, and he stands there and he plays him the song on a cassette player. He said Don Henley said nothing. He drove home thinking, I just made a fool of myself. The next day, Don Henley calls him and says, I've written lyrics to it. This is a great song. And it was The Boys of Summer.
I cannot believe it. Hey, Alexa, play The Boys of Summer and we'll sign off by Don Henley. That's one of my favorite all-time songs.
And he says the royalty check with a Don Henley single, he said it was beyond belief when the money started coming in.
So
it's a really nice book.
So Don Henley lived in Nashville, and I got to meet him one day. A woman I was working with brought him over to my house. This is probably 1995 or 1996, and he's the nicest guy. People say he's an ass, but that night he was nice, and it was like meeting a rock and roll god for me. And I hope you get to listen to some of Don Henley. Maybe we'll talk about Don Henley next time. This is just a great song. Alexa, turn it up. Alexa, turn it up. There we go.
Imagine you turn down this song.
Nobody turns this song down. They say, crank it up. It's like Leonard Skinner. Turn it up, baby.
So anyway, what a nice episode. Great wine, Tom. You want to say anything else about this wine?
Well, it's got a lot of mint in it. It's got a lot of black fruit in it. It's got some road tar. Not enough that makes it unpleasant, but just a hint of that. And I know where this wine is going. There's going to be some chocolate in it before the night is over. I hope you have a great bottle of wine. I hope you listen to some classic rock. And tune in next time for Peter. Isn't he knowledgeable? Okay, he doesn't have anything to say. Ha! I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.